Welcome to Diamond.Standard.Gaming. And if you heard that rooster crow, you know it's time to wake up and build something awesome. So today, we're going to go ahead and build the house from Home Alone 1, the Mcalister house. So step one is you're going to want to find a nice big flat area. I think about 30 by 30 is the area you're going to need. So right here, we laid out the perimeter of the house, and I go ahead and I show you all the dimensions that you're going to need, and you're going to want to pause it right about here if you're going to go ahead and build this project. Go ahead and get that border placed down, and then our next step is going to be digging out the basement. So what we're going to do is we're going to dig 5 blocks down in the entire perimeter of this brick wall. And here we are, we're just about done digging out the entire basement. And I'll zoom out here in a second and show you how it looks. So here's how our basement is now looking. Okay, now the next step is we are going to go ahead. So this is how the basement looks like when it's cleared out to the depth of 5. And the next step we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and replace the wall that's directly under the brick perimeter that we laid out. And we're going to replace that with cobblestone. So it was probably like cinder block or something, and we could have used stone blocks or something like that, but we went with cobblestone. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to replace all of this wall right here, all the way around, underneath the brick, with cobblestone blocks. Now we do have a section there already done. So some of it I already cleared underneath the brick. Other places I didn't. So where I didn't, I have to break out a spot first, and then I'm going to need to go ahead and replace it with the cobblestone block. Alright, and that is how it looks when the walls are complete. Again, I don't show every single step here just because it's very tedious and really pretty simple. So if you've been playing Minecraft for any amount of time, you should have no trouble doing it. Then our next step here is going to be pouring a foundation. So I used light concrete block, and I just filled the bottom level with the light concrete block. And that's how that looks like when it's done. So it looks nice and uniform now. We got a nice finished basement, or at least a partially finished basement. Alright, and then our next step is going to be to lay out the flooring. So the flooring is going to go at the same level as the brick right here. And we're using spruce planks for it. And again, a pretty simple step. So just go across the entire area where you have that brick, fill it all in, and this is what you end up with. So the next step we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and put some stairs in. Cut the stairs in that go down to the basement. And those stairs are right there, right where cars and trucks are standing. So we go ahead and we cut a section out. Now cars and trucks goes ahead and puts the stairs in. I just cut the section out. So you'll see here, he starts putting them in. And you can see we don't go directly to the brick wall because that's going to eventually be the exterior wall of the house. So we leave one space, so enough space so that we can walk up the stairs and then walk into the first floor of the house. Now this build, entire build here took probably a good hour and 45 minutes. We were able to get this video down to about 29 minutes of runtime. So let me know what you think of this format. I'm really trying to take out all the real tedious steps and just keep to the important things so that if you want to actually build this, you can kind of, just watch and pause as you need to as you're building. So like, for example, if you pause that one screen with all the dimensions, you should be able to lay out the brick border. And then while you're going ahead and clearing out the basement, you can just hit a pause. You could pause right there as well. And then when, of course, you do the stairs right here, after you see what we did, you can pause and then restart the video as soon as you're finished with the stairs. Alright, so here we are. This is what our basement looks like now. You can see we're already getting some zombies and skeletons. I do throw some lights in there in a little bit. I don't show that step, but... Alright, and then that's what our finished staircase looks like right there. Again, really nothing too amazing at this point in time, but we're starting to get the general shape of our house down and stuff. So what we do now is we go ahead and we add 5 blocks on top of the existing perimeter wall that was there. So our house is the total from the outside. It looks like it's a total of 6 blocks tall. So just go ahead and add 5 blocks on top of the existing brick wall that you just had, and then this is what you will end up with right here. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut some windows in. So what we're going to do that is for the farthest left window right here, we leave basically 1 block on both the right and left hand sides of that little part of that wall, and then we clear out a 4x3 block section, and then we fill it with glass panes. For this next window, we're going to leave 2 spaces between that little bump out right there and this next window, and then this window here is going to be 2 wide by 3 high, and then we go ahead and fill it with glass panes again. Then we skip 3 to get to the next window. So here I'm counting the width, which ends up being 22. So I'm just trying to find out where to go ahead and put the door. So the door, we end up putting a double door in this house, and it will be at position 11 and 12, essentially. 11 from the left and then 12 from the left. And that will center the door right there. And we throw some dark oak doors in. I think in the movie Home Alone, I think the doors and the shutters are all black. But in this case, we don't have a black door, so we're just using dark oak, which is the closest match we have. And then Cars and Trucks is building the little like porch they have out front. So yeah, the windows. So the windows we skip 2 spaces for the first window, and then make a 2x3. Then we go to the next window, we skip 3, and then we put a 2x3 window in. And then we copy that same pattern on the other side. And you can see there's a space of 1 between the second window and the doorway on the right. And again, we repeat the same. So on the right-hand side, it's from the door, it's 1 space of bricks, then a 2 wide window, then 3 spaces of bricks, then a 2 wide window, and then 2 spaces of bricks. And then on this last little section of the wall right here, our window is exactly like it is on this side over here. So it's a 4x3 window. And we leave 1 block of bricks on both the left and the right hand side. And then we go ahead and fill in the glass panes. And there we are. So you can see from the front now, it's starting to really take shape and maybe looking like the Home Alone house. Alright, then over on this side, now originally I thought it was like 1 big window, but you'll see I end up dividing it up into 2 windows. So what's here is on the right hand side or the front of the house, we leave 2 bricks, 2 brick blocks of space, and then we cut in a 4x3 window, leaving a 1 brick block column, and then we cut in another 4x3 window. And then this window here is a little bit smaller. This is kind of the standard windows we have in a lot of the front of the house. Here it's a 2x3 window, 2 wide by 3 high. Alright, now this next little spot here, we skip one space from the little bump out right there. Then we skip 3 blocks and we put another window in right there. And these are 1x3 windows. And then right in between those 2 windows, there's going to be a fireplace inside the house. Now, that window all the way to the left here, you could ignore that right now. That was actually put in by mistake. So I do go ahead here and I fix it up and I fill it in with block. There's nothing right there. Just a brick wall. Okay, then here we got a nice narrow little window, which is just 1 block from the left on that wall. And then right here, I thought this was a window at first, but then it turns out this is actually the back door. So this is the back door where he uses his BBs. And he fends off the criminals back here. So you'll see here in a second, I do fix it. I was working off of some diagram I found online and of the house, and it was hard to tell the difference between a door and a window. But right there, we go ahead, fix the window, take out the window, put in the door. So this is another 2x3 window. We have 2 spaces from the left, and then we go ahead and we fill it in with glass panes. And now right under this window there will be a doorway and a staircase going down to the basement. We'll come back in a second and we'll work on that. Now here is on the right hand side of the house, so the last side of the house that we are working on right here. So I go ahead and put the windows in real quick here, and then I will show you at the end what it looks like, and we can get all the sizes and the dimensions down. Alright, so that right there is how our house is looking now with the windows in it. And then here's where I said we go ahead and we build the back staircase going down to the basement. So we just had to clear a little bit of the dirt away. And then we're able to get the stairs in. Now this door in the movie is a green color door. I guess it's really just 1 width, but we decided to make it 2 in our build here. And we decided to use the weathered copper because the weathered copper was a green door. So not exactly what's in the movie, I believe. I believe it's just a metal steel painted green door. But this was the closest that we had, so we throw some doors in there. We realized that we have to actually flip them around, place them this way to get them to open. But then we realized when you open them, because the stairs were too close to the door opening, you can't actually walk up the stairs. So what we do end up doing is we extend that bottom part right here. See where that cobblestone is? Right now it's only 1 wide. So we break that first set of stairs and then pretty much just move the entire staircase back 1 space. So you can see right here, cars and trucks come in and put the first set of stairs down. So you can see there now we have a 4x4 section of flat block that we could step on, where before we had just a 1x2 and it wasn't enough. But that's enough for us to get out the door and get up the stairs. Alright, and then here the next step is pretty much the same as the floor of this level, where we go to the level of the bricks and we just fill the entire floor with the spruce wood planks. Again, pretty simple. If you need to pause real quick, pause until you get that finished, and then you can always restart the video. Okay, now this part was a little bit tricky. The back part of the house here does not have like a second floor. So the second floor actually gets a little bit smaller. So if you look right here, you'll see here I'm kind of counting out how many spaces I needed. In a second here, I'll go ahead and I'll show you the dimensions. But what you'll need to do is you'll need to build out this little like double L-shaped pattern on this back corner of the house. So that right there is what you want the wall to look like on the second floor of this house. And then that section will actually have a little roof that covers it independently, so it won't be as tall as the roof on the rest of the house. Then what we do is we go around the rest of the house, and we now add 4 more blocks on top of the existing brick wall that's there right now. So really the difference between this and the previous floor is that this is 4 blocks high, and the previous was actually 5 blocks tall. So that's how it looks now from the top. And the reason we can make this one a little bit smaller is because the windows on this floor are only 2 tall, where the windows down on the first floor are all pretty much 3 tall. And now this is easy. Once you have this much built, pretty much these windows, you leave 2 spaces between the bottom window, come up 2 spaces, leave 2 brick blocks, and then you put a 4x4 window in each one above. And then these windows here on the side are 4x2 instead of 4x3. So you already have the windows placed below. It's easy to position these windows. And then there's also a window here that goes in the middle right above the door. Now it looks a little bit, it doesn't look exactly correct right now, but it looks a lot better once we go ahead and put shutters on. So the first thing we do is we go ahead and we fill in all the glass panes. So that's how it looks with the glass panes, and then we go ahead and we throw some shutters in, and again we match it with like a dark oak wood shutter, and when we're all done, this is how it looks. So it's not exactly to scale. Probably we should have had a little more space between that center window and the window immediately to the left and the right, but we didn't quite do that. All right, now here we are working on the roof. So the first step is to go ahead and place, you see the white underneath, that's an upside down staircase, marble staircase. So you want to go ahead and put that around the entire perimeter of the house on the top level of this floor, at the same level as the top brick of this floor here. And then what we're going to do is we use the polished blackstone brick. And like I said, that little section down there, that is where we build we're going to build a little independent roof there later on. And then here's a couple shots of our roof as we were making progress. This really did take a pretty long time, probably the second longest thing in comparison to digging out the basement area. But the good thing with this is as we got higher up on the roof, it got easier because every layer basically gets a little bit smaller. Alright, and then this is what our finished roof looks like right here. So you can see it really is starting to look pretty good. We do have some more windows to put in on the second floor. We don't get to that in this video, and we do have dormers to put in the roof, so we also don't get to that yet. But what we'll do next here is we'll go ahead inside the house, and we will go ahead and put the ceiling of the second floor or the floor of the attic in. And again, we go to the top block, the top brick block of the second floor, and we go ahead and fill it all in with the spruce oak planks. So we're sticking with the same pattern of everything else that we did. And once we got that done, here we are in the attic. So what we do is we fill in pretty much the two, anywhere where the ceiling is 2 blocks tall or less. So basically 2 spaces, we fill in up to 2 spaces away from the roof. And that's really because the attic is a little bit smaller. From the diagram that we're looking at, the attic I think it's like 12 or 14 wide. I think that was 11 if I counted it right. So right there will be the end, and you'll see here 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I think it's 11 wide. So you can see here's where I said I fill in the anywhere the ceiling is only too tall, except for back here on this little bump out. I guess that's like a little crawl space or something if I got it right. But there's not actually like a little living space back there. But here's where, yeah, I fill it up everywhere it's too tall. You can't, it's kind of too low to really do anything, so it's just filled with a wall. And I go all the way around the entire room and do that and fill it in. Where this bump out is, I just go straight across from where I'm filling it in to match the ceiling or the roof on the other side. And then here what I do is I'm cutting in the staircase that you use to get up here. So if you remember from the movie, it just had like a little railing around it, and just kind of came up right up next to the house here, right up next to the wall comes in, and then we go ahead and we cut a staircase in right here, and we're still using the spruce stairs and matching everything up. And we go ahead and put the railing around, and we're using the pale oak railing from the new release of Minecraft here. But yeah, so that is the attic right there. I guess I didn't actually put the dividing wall, but I guess in the next video of this we will. So yeah, that's our video for today. Next video, we got windows to put on the second floor. We're going to go ahead and build the stairs and divide all the rooms on the interior of their house, and work on the porch a little bit in the outside, on the front outside of the house. And that will finish up our build of the house from Home Alone. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a great day.